Hello and welcome to the Best Today podcast. I am Shantae Grant, and y'all, today this episode airs the first Monday in August on actual August 1st, and officially today ends technically what we have been doing here at Best Today, which we call the social reset in the month of July 2022, where we, along with our audience, a member of our audience, our customers and our community, took a social media reset. Now you can learn more about that social reset in episode 68 if you're interested in doing one for yourself or learning what that is. What does it mean to do a social reset? You can listen to episode 68, which will be linked in the show notes. I'll link that episode in the show notes. So wherever you're listening, look down. We will link the show notes for you so you can find all the other episodes, or just tap back. You're listening to 74, tap back to 68. And so when this episode airs, July will be over. We'll have come to an end, but I'm recording this a little over halfway into the month of July. And I just want to report what it has been like for me and some of the members of the Best Today community thus far, and some a major lesson learned, which if you've done any type of removal of something from your life or system. I know some people have done this with food and their diets when they're trying to determine if something is causing them to feel a certain way or have reactions in their body or anything. I think you will be able to relate to this. But the short version of it all is this. My only form of social media is Instagram. So I have been off of Instagram for over half of the month of July. Well, the entire month, but we're not fully there. We're not through the month of July. And here's a short version. I don't miss it. I don't miss it at all. I don't miss knowing what someone else wore, what someone else ate, what someone else cooked, where someone vacationed. I just don't miss it. I was about to say care. I don't miss it at all. For one, I have been able to stay connected to the brands and the people that I wanted to through their emails that they send out, or the communities that they have that are not on social. And we've been more engaged and active than ever in the Best Today community. And we've all really benefited and loved having it so bustling over there in the community, because people now have the time and the energy and the space. The thing about this is, this reset wasn't a result of me saying, oh, I spend way too much time on social media. Oh, I am swamped with, comparison and all these things. Absolutely not the case, not even a little bit. The reset, again, go back and listen to episode 68, wasn't to villainize social media. It was to do good for myself and my life, and to learn, to give myself space. I mean, July I thought was the perfect month, because it's that month in the summer where school's not ending. And school's also not beginning. School's usually ending May, June, and it's starting back in August, September for most people. And so July is that great month where it's just so nice, whether or not you have children in your life who are school age, to just take a reset. Prior to the reset, I had great boundaries on social. I only use Instagram. I use it almost exclusively for business and work. And I have a personal phone that's separate from my work phone, so that, my social media is usually done on my work phone because it's for work. And yet, and still, this time off, completely off of Instagram, showed me even more how useless really it is in my life, how unimportant it is, and how the parts that I once loved about it, and the little bit of the string of hope left within Instagram for me, is connecting with new people and sharing with women. Like, that is why I continue to still have an account, connecting with new people and sharing with women. But what I know to be true is this can be accomplished in other ways. Instagram has not, and will never be my primary form of connecting with new people and sharing with women. Number one, the best things in life happen off of social media, period. Number two, the platform is ever changing. So even if you are listening and you're a business owner or your business involves social media, understand it is ever evolving and changing. And it's never, not once, created with you in mind, with your values, with how you want to spend your time, with how you want to live your life. None of that is taken into account when these decisions are being made about how the platforms will work. It changes every 3 seconds, and I'm just not here for it right now. If you're listening and you have nothing to do with social media as for your work, and it's more for your life, everything I just said, also true, right? None of those things are taken into account about how do we help our user live a more intentional life. No, that's not it. And so if your desire is to live an intentional life, I want you to be aware of that. You have to be aware of the purpose of these platforms and what they're actually trying to do in your mind and your life. And I think when you really get down to that, you'll also find yourself wanting to set strict boundaries if you want to have anything to do with them at all. So how things kind of went for me, days 1 through 3, I found myself picking up my phone and sliding for the app, looking for it, but it had already been deleted. I deleted it on day 1. It was at that time I was in New Orleans. I was out of town for work and I was in an Uber. So passing the time, I just open my phone, flip to slide to the app, or downtown time between events while I was traveling. Or at the airport while I was waiting for my friend who traveled with me. It's really easy to just pick up the phone and look, right? I did it. It didn't take long for me to break that habit, but days 1 through 3, I definitely found myself opening my phone and my thumb scrolling over, looking for it and realizing it wasn't there, right? I realized that when I was driving around New Orleans, that rather than looking out of the window to really enjoy taking in a new city, I'd never been there before, I was looking down at this rectangle box to see what was going on in other places, right? Not being present in this exact moment of my life, which really was a really big moment in my life in general. Number 1, I'm in a new city. Seeing a new city. Number 2, the opportunities that I had while I was in New Orleans were all things that I could only have dreamed of and that were my reality. And it's like I was completely disconnected from that every time I picked up this rectangle box to open up a little square app, right? And that was enough for me to say, this is disgustingly gross. Absolutely not, Shantae. We will not. Wake up call received. I'm so grateful that we're doing what we are doing here. And so what I want to share with you also are some of the things that the members of the community had to say. I'm going to pull that up for you because I asked them, I said, okay, I think I did a prompt that said, I am X number of days into the social reset and here's what I've learned so far. So I'm going to share with you some of the things that some of the women in the community have shared. So one person wrote, we'll just use some initials here. JM wrote, I'm 18 days into the social reset and I've learned that I don't need to know everyone else's business. And I've observed I'm way more productive. TP wrote, I'm 18 days into the social media reset and here's what I've learned and observed. I'll just read some of this because a lot of them were long because people were really kind of like having some light bulb moments. Number 1, I do not miss social media, not even a little. Number 2, I don't miss anything that's happening in anyone else's life, not even a little. Number 3, I realized my desire to purchase new things has gone down in intensity and frequency a lot. And I know where I need to improve. I don't really need people telling me what to improve. It just distracts from the real work. I've replaced the knee-jerk pick up the phone, keep my mind busy with scrolling, watching Netflix, and mindlessly scrolling old photos. Let's see. I wonder if I should stay off of social entirely. I'm far more intentional, white space, and conscious and calm without social media. One person wrote, I'm 18 days in and I've learned that my Apple Watch allows me to keep my phone in another room and that cuts way down on distractions, not just social media, but news and other things. I feel compelled to check in. I do miss seeing what some people are up to, so I may have to reevaluate favorites and streamline who I follow once the month is up. I've also had the time to read several books that have been sitting in a pile from the library. So that's a win. At Best Today, we exist to help women just like you be your best one today at a time. So each week on the podcast, we are going to highlight your stories and your voices. So let's see what's in the inbox today.
Hi, Shantae. This is Whitney. I just wanted to say congratulations on 2 years of the Best Today guide. I have thoroughly enjoyed using all of mine. And I just wanted to say thank you for all of the encouragement and reflection that you give to your community and that you ask the community to do for themselves. I really appreciate the message that has really resonated with me has been to do things with self-awareness and self-love. I feel like I have been hyper-focused on the self-awareness part for a long time, kind of in the vein of trying to always improve. But the self-love part is something that I am working on more and more. And the Best Today Guide and the Best Today community, they are really wonderful tools to help me get to a more self-loving place. It's a journey for me. So thank you very much. I appreciate all that you and your team do, and for just being who you are and sharing that with all of us. So thank you, Shantae.
Thank you so much, Whitney, for sharing that with us. I love hearing which of our messages really resonate with you and the one that you need in your pocket, in your mind, in your life right now. And if you have not listened to our episode that talks about our 4 principles, we will link in the show notes. And those are proaction, intentionality, self-awareness, and self-love. And so thank you so much for Whitney for sharing how those have been a help to you. That's what we do here on this podcast in our community through our resources. Right here at Best Today, we provide you with the community and our Best Today community content here on the podcast and our exclusive content in the community and resources, products, physical and digital products that help you right where you are. So if you want to wrap yourself around the goodness that is these 4 principles that we teach here at Best Today and how they can apply to your life, I want to invite you to go to our product quiz at besttodayguide.com/quiz. You will find that right at the top of our website. You cannot miss it. Take that product quiz, and it is going to help you decide which product is best for you to get started right now. That's besttodayguide.com/quiz. You can find it there, or if you find yourself on our website, look at the very top, scroll. As soon as you scroll, it's right there. We make it very easy. It's also under the Start Here button. You can search the word quiz. We make it really easy so that you can get started and get the help that you need that we create through our resources here at Best Today. So thank you again, Whitney, for sharing, and thank you for your congratulations as we celebrate 2 years and ongoing with the Best Today Guide and more. One other, I'm 12 days into the social media reset, and I have learned I do not miss it really at all. Notice a theme here. My screen time is down 50% from the week before. 50%, y'all. Life is more peaceful. There's actually time in the day to get most things done. I organized a bookshelf in my bedroom this evening that has been a mess for 6 months. I have time to read and learn. I got a great book at the library. So it's just, y'all, the list keeps going on. I was going to keep reading this, but it gets longer. I'll say she wrote this: I kept my phone in my desk drawer almost all day at work. This may seem small, but I am the person who usually always has her phone in her hand. So I want you to understand. Oh, here's one. I'm going to read one more. I'm 19 days into the social reset, and I've learned that no one's lifestyle is more important to me than mine. I do not need influencers' advice to live my life. I need to focus on what matters to me. I've observed that time off social is time with oneself to gain self-awareness and read books and connect with real people. I could keep going, but I feel so much less anxious about starting school too. This is from a teacher. And it's just the common theme of really seeing how unimportant social media is, not how unimportant people are, right? Because I know for many of us, we use it to connect. Hello, I use it to connect with some of you listening right now, but there's a better way. I say if I want to connect with people and I really want to connect, I want to do it in a place that's safe, that is not built on manipulating you and making money off of you, right? And that is why I created the Best Today community. That's why I give you this podcast. That's why we have our email list. We give you these spaces that allow us to communicate and be together, but aren't really something that I have built on my own so I can trust it. It is built with integrity. So those are just some of the sentiments from the members in the community. And again, they were very much so similar, not really missing it. I know there's been a lot of conversation of just feeling like freer in your mind, less headaches, like physical reactions to being off of social, feeling less anxious. And so if you have not, again, thought about trying a social reset, maybe these are some of the reasons you might want to give it a try, because it really has proven to be really successful. So I'm going to wrap this up because this is our first episode of the month, and I like to keep those pretty short for you. The task now before me is to determine how I will utilize Instagram going forward. I know for certain there will be more days of the week where I don't touch it than I do. That will be one thing that I will change. There will be certain days where there'll just be days where this is a day I might use it, and every other day I will not. I already, like I said, had great boundaries before, but now they're going to just become more defined. The timing really has been great, as this month I began or completed some plans for 2023 Best Today products. And when I'm in a moment in space of creation, it's really important anyway for me to really have like clarity of thought and nothing else really taking up my mind space. So I really have enjoyed not having the words, messages, images, thoughts of others in my space, in my mind, anything during this time. And I share all of this in this episode. One, for those of you who participated in the reset, I want to challenge you not to go back. Just, pick it up and then just start heaving it all into your eyes and ears and life again, right? Don't go back to the way life was. Take the lessons, whatever it was for you. We did have some people who say, I realized I do really actually miss certain people. And those are now going to be the only people. So maybe you followed 72 people before and you only missed 3. Well, maybe I just need to be following these 3 people, right? But take time to remember what the reset and time away felt like, and think about how you want to make it a plan going forward to be more intentional with your social media use. I'm going to also link in the show notes another episode I have about social media use. It's an older episode, so it'll be really helpful for you. I'll link that in the show notes as well. Number 2, I share this to document this journey because I want to come back and report to you all probably in about a month. So either in late August or early September, the changes that I've made and what it looks like in somewhat real time. So you can kind of see, this is what the reset was July. Here's what I need to decide. And I started implementing in August. So maybe in September, I'll come back around and say, and here's where we are, something along those lines. And 3, I share this because I want to encourage you, if you haven't before, to take a month, take a week, some consistent amount of time off of social and see what you learn. I really look forward to updating you on what I come up with and how it works for me in my life. And I want you to do the same. I want to hear about what you're going to do. And you can share that with me in the Best Today community. You can join us at any time at besttodaycommunity.com. But today is the very best day. You lock in whatever the rate is at the time when you join, and you get started today. And if you're not familiar with the Best Today community, it is our actively engaged community that's also available in our own app. It's the number one place to be if you're on the journey of living a life of intention, prioritizing your mental, emotional, and physical health daily. Inside, you're going to find encouragement, support, live calls, co-working hours, workshops, guided journal prompts, the curriculum that I created to help you get clear on who you are and what you want. And all of that is exclusively available in our private community that is built on its own platform that you can access online or on our app, available for both Android and Apple devices. Join us today at besttodayguide.com. besttodaycommunity.com, besttodaycommunity.com. And remember that your first month is always free when you purchase the Best Today Guide, our online program bundle, or our starter bundle. So that's besttodaycommunity.com. Okay, friends, that is my update. Hello for those of you who have missed me, who were on social and not in the community. And let's continue this conversation about being really intentional about every aspect of our lives, social media use being one of them. Thank you so much for being present with me for this week's episode of the Best Today podcast. Until next time, remember that you are capable and worthy of being your best one today at a time, and you already have everything you need to have everything you want. So go on and shout it out as you live it out. This is what my best today looks like. I'll talk to you on the next episode. If you enjoyed this week's episode of the Best Today podcast, you are going to love the Best Today Guide. Our Better Than a Planner guide teaches you how to get clear on what you want, identify your self-destructive habits and behaviors, and intentionally create space to prioritize yourself every single day. Don't go the journey to being your best one today at a time without the Best Today Guide. See inside its pages and order yours today at besttodayguide.com. Even better, when you order the Best Today Guide, we gift you with your first month free inside of the Best Today membership. So what are you waiting for? We're giving you everything you need to trade busy for intention. Go to besttodayguide.com and order yours today and join thousands of women across the globe proclaiming each day, this is what my best today looks like.